Yo, what's crackalackin' Challenger? I'm your host, James Morelan. Today we'll be talking about how I feed my fish, what I feed them, how often I feed them, and yeah, I'm going to show you all my tanks today, so look forward to that. So let's get started. Now before this video starts, something horrible and something tragic happened. As you can see, one of my fish tanks broke. This is actually like a nanoscape. I tried hiding it when I did my nano tank reveal, but yeah, this was kind of like a wide tank and it exploded. So originally I just had lava rock, and I think when I added in one of these pieces it must have cracked it, and like, yeah, now it's just drying up and stuff. And underneath the desk I had to put tons of paper towel, and I still have to clean it, so that is annoying. But let's get started talking about food. So this is basically a collection of food that I have for my aquariums that I use basically every single day. I try feeding all my fish the same thing. I guess I only have to do one special thing for my bettas and my angelfish. So yeah, now just to get started, let's just talk about this snowflake food. Every once in a while I use this. I talked about this in my last video. It's a really cool food. So yeah. The next thing is this Flooville Bug Bites, and also the medium one. And I think these ones I use the most. I also have the cichlid one that I use for my angelfish every once in a while, but I think I use these ones more commonly. So I always use this in my big community tank, and I usually like crush it up just a little bit so it's a little smaller than they usually are. And my guppies will eat that, and also the small flake, I use that in basically all my tanks. Now in this magical goodness, I have just tons of flake food. Actually, I need to get some more. I'm kind of running low. I also have some freeze-dried bloodworms, and then like freeze-dried cubed of bloodworms, some pellets, and I guess an algae wafer. So yeah, this is just a bunch of food, and I actually have this little silica gel, and this is just preventing moisture, so if any moisture got in here, it won't mold the food or anything. So yeah, that's what I do for flakes. Now for bottom feeders, I have the bottom feeder delight. Y'all know this. It's just a mixture of tons of different types of bottom feeder, like algae wafers and stuff, and they absolutely love it. So let's get started just by going around with these small bottles of bug bites. And yeah, this is gonna be complicated one-handed. All right, let's go. All right, so first stop is my 20-gallon long community tank. I love this plant. It's green boma. Yeah, and actually, if you can see that huge clump of snails right there, they're all on one algae wafer. I'm telling you, that bottom feeder delight, my guys. And inside of here, I actually have mystery snails that are growing up pretty well. One thing that I really like about these small flakes, the bug bites, is it's great for fry. So I just like crush it up and sprinkle it a little bit. And let's see if we can get some of the adults getting up to get some food. Yeah, right away the mama goes straight for it. And honestly, these guys love this flake food. And it actually sinks, so some of the fry will get it. And you can see one trying to get it right there. Man, these fry are amazing. Oh my goodness. Hello. So that wasn't that much food. I might come back later and see if they want more. And then here in this tank, I only have one guppy. I just put him in here because he's a male, and there are only 2 females in the other tank, and I didn't want it to get too aggressive. So I'm actually planning on buying some new guppies to try breeding them, a different strain. Because even though this strain is extremely fancy, I want to try doing some other ones in different tanks. Alright, for Pea Puffer, I don't actually use this food. I just let him eat snails. For bettas, I don't use this food, and I know it looks kind of disgusting, and that's because it is. I actually did a water change yesterday, but there are actually almond leaves in here that add tannins, but there's also like a green, I don't know if it's algae, and yeah, it's kind of disgusting. You can actually see Cherry the betta, who has grown up very, very well, as you can see right there, and Velvet's in the back by himself. I kind of want to get them a different tank just so they're all, I guess, more energetic or something, so yeah. And now in this tank, there are, oh my goodness. Yo. I did not know that there were this many snails in this tank. Do you see all those ramhorn snails? Oh my gosh. Yeah, there are no fish in this tank. I removed the killifish, put them in my 90-gallon if you didn't see my Instagram post. So yeah, there's no fish in here, so I don't have to feed them that. I just give them bottom feeder food. And yeah, that's a lot of snails. Now here's the big tank. I'm actually thinking about getting some more golden barbs, just because golden barbs might be one of my favorite fish. So let's get started just by adding in this amount. This isn't a lot. This is mainly for the other fish. The angelfish will go for some flakes, but it's kind of time consuming for him, and he usually doesn't like to go for it. Now heading over to the glowfish tank, I'm actually planning on selling these guys and turning this 55 into a goldfish tank. So a gold, like goldfish. So yeah, I'm just going to add in some food. These guys will go crazy. I actually try using more flakes on them, but I'll go back with flakes soon. So you can see the school huddle over. And actually, the red Repins are back in stock. I just got a shipment yesterday, so. Alright, so now that we're back, I hate looking at this glass. It annoys me. I'm just gonna go, I usually would just hold this, but since I only have one hand, I'm just gonna go pinch by pinch. So for each tank, I don't usually just have, like, how many pinches of food I should give. I just go off how they're eating that day and how I fed them yesterday and the other days before, so yeah. Let's see, I'll try putting my hand on this side so they come toward. I did feed these guys yesterday, so they might not be as encouraged to eat today. Oh, they started to notice. Yeah, so I have about 50. I honestly might just give them to my pet store and ask for like an exchange of a goldfish. It's going to be an Aranda and maybe some plants, but I have to remove all the plants from this tank because goldfish do not really like plants. I might get some plants like an Acurus and some other ones that can be with goldfish, but yeah, it's kind of a pain. Now I'll put just one more pinch into my 90 gallon. Now what's good about this food is that Angelfish will actually go for some of the pellets. You can see an LG wafer. And this Angelfish is extremely, extremely colorful, and I really like this guy. Although sometimes he can be aggressive. And you can see my killifish. He usually just hides in the back. Some golden barbs. You can also see some of my red platies. A lot of people don't really know those. One platy gave birth to all those red platies, so that's pretty cool. And also, some people wonder about my hill stream loaches. They're doing A-okay. I have 3 of them still. There's the other one, and I don't know where the third one is. Also, can I say, just like, by the way, I haven't had CO2 running in my 90 gallon for like the past 3 months because my CO2 ran out and I still haven't gone to refill it. So I haven't had CO2 in this tank and it's still looking amazing. I'll have to make a video on fertilizers sometime, but until then, let's get on to the bottom feeder food. Now normally I would feed this tank, but I'm not actually going to feed them right now or maybe later today, just because I'm trying to make the snails and the shrimp eat worms, also trying to slow down on the snail population because they have gone crazy recently. You can even see some of the egg clutches right there. So let's go grab some of this food. There aren't a ton of snails in here, so I'm just going to put like 2 wafers in here. Now this tank is kind of hard. I don't really know how many snails there are in here, and I haven't seen any shrimp since I got them, so I don't know how that's going. So I'm just going to try adding in a couple every once in a while, and that should be good. Sometimes the fish try going for them, like you can see that guy go for him. Now this tank, I have to be smart. I can't just put them all in one space because that happens and it kind of, I think it might crush some of the snails, plus all the other snails might not have access to it. So I usually put them randomly throughout the tank. Ooh, there's another snail clutch. That one's fresh. That must have happened when I was at school. I currently have a snail-like clutch inside this little container, and I actually have holes in it, and I have to actually remove some of that moisture. That's pretty humid. For this tank, there are quite a few adults, so I'm just putting a couple in here. Now, recently, I really haven't been looking at this tank a lot, and I just put this light in, so I didn't really know how many snails there were, so I'm just going to add in a couple more pieces of food, and I'm actually going to spread it out a little bit more, so again, they don't clump up on each other. Wow, look at all those snails. Alright, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed this. It's kind of like more of a short video. It is Friday and I have to actually edit and upload it tonight. So, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I think everything went well. That's usually what I do every day. I try doing it fast, and that's kind of how I have the habit down. I also try watching my fish when I feed, just to see if there's any irregularities or if there's anything going wrong. I can see that. Actually, I'm going to be adding 1 piece of cholla wood to these tanks because I need to make sure there's some wood for my pleco. So one thing that's crucial for plecos is actually some cholla wood, and I actually have this on wildpetsupply.com. But one thing that they need to have in their diet is wood, so I'm actually going to add some in. I have 1 piece right there that he usually goes for, and he also has this huge piece here, but I don't really think he's been eating at it. So yeah, I just want to make sure there's always enough for him. And I'm just telling you, that bush looks really awesome of plants. Look at all those snails going for that food. Yeah, these guys are amazing. So make sure you drop a like on this video. Make sure you comment something. Make sure if you want to see any of these tanks be highlighted, make sure you comment that as well. I have ski on the Flooville Flop. Make sure you share this video. That'd mean a lot. And check out wildpetsupply.com. That also means a lot. Or my Instagram at challenger.thewild. I just said a lot of stuff, but see y'all later. Catch you up. Bye.